Alright guys, we're back at it, as always. So, same old, shoulder, forearm. I don't know if I really have much to say for this car talk, just like I don't for most shoulder, forearm days. Because it's a lot of the same stuff, it's a lot of the same basic ideas, and the workout's going to go about the same each time, right? You're going to have a warm-up, a heavy press, maybe a second press that goes either wider squeezing, depends how I feel. Lateral raises, face pulls or reverse flies or both. Some form, if I decide to, obviously. Front delts don't need as much attention as rear and side. Most of the time they're overtrained and overdeveloped anyways from being incorporated in other movements. So maybe a front raise of some sort, maybe not. So, I mean, that's all there is to say in terms of the workout. So, in terms of talking about the workout to come, really nothing else to say. But, quick life update. Got a job. So, moving out is successful. We got a job. I'm looking at places. So, hopefully, pretty soon, grocery hauls, recipe videos, days in the life of. So, full on blogs, full days of eating, all of that is to come, hopefully, with time. So, things are going good. And maybe a new phone or a new camera. I might just buy a new phone and continue to film on my phone, because the quality of said video is going to be better because of the new phone anyways. So, I think that's all I have to say. A little bit of a life update, a little bit of a channel update, things to come. Love you guys. See you at the gym. Alright, guys, no gym partner today, but on the bike side, at least for right now, we do have gym to ourselves. So, we're going to get started on a little rear delt reverse cable fly action. Something to kind of warm up the joints and get going. And then I think we're just going to walk right over there to that Smith machine, load it up into a standing military press. I don't think, I know I said in the car, shoulder and forearms. So, forgive me. But I think forearms will be good today. And this will just be a shoulder workout. And then I'll go get something to eat because I haven't eaten today. So, probably a short but effective shoulder pump. Get out of here. Oh. Move. 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 I know I've said this in videos in the past, especially recently, but thank you guys. I know there's only 34 of you right now, but personally, I don't even think I deserve that. I really don't. You know, this only really came about because I got that Harder Than Last Time supplement sponsorship, right, as a sponsored athlete. So, it was, I never did it. I only started it not only for me to look back, but then because I got that opportunity, and it felt like, okay, well, I should probably start posting these videos instead of just doing it for myself and keeping it private, because you can upload on YouTube and just keep stuff private. But it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to be a sponsored athlete, if I'm going to have this sponsorship, I might as well just post the YouTube videos and try to promote it the best I can. But thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. The road to the 2026 Summer Throw-a-thon will not be easy. I've been struggling. I mean, I got to pull up my shorts every 2 seconds right now. I'm probably gonna have to buy new clothes. But I've been struggling to stick to my diet, to hit my calories. I'm doing my cardio, but I haven't been filming it for TikTok because it's just so much work to set stuff up and then also do the cardio. So plus, it's more about the amount of followers the TikTok has, right? If it hasn't gone up since the last time I did a video, why would I film it again, right? So, and it helps me a lot not to be doing almost 4 hours of cardio because of that challenge if I'm not doing it every day, right? I might make it a 1 week kind of thing or twice a week kind of thing. So, but that being said, thank you. If you guys don't already, if you follow me here on YouTube, if you subscribe, or if you see any of these videos, go check out the TikTok. Go check out the Instagram. They are linked in every description of the video, along with Harder Than Last Time supplements code JS15. So, that being said, I've got shown enough that we're on to the next. I said in the car talk that I have a job. I do not think I said where at. So just, life update mid-workout. I got a job at Planet Fitness, which isn't anything special by any means, right? It's just a job at Planet Fitness. But that being said, they do have a management position open, and they are looking to fill it from internally from someone who's already works there. And the guy who hired me has been cleaning out and just cleaning out shop and hiring new people. So almost everyone is brand spanking new. So the plan right now is to not only continue doing this and to buckle down on this, right? But to work my rear end off, be the manager at the gym. So then, kind of where I want to be outside of, I don't own my own gym yet, but I'm running a gym and I'm going to save up to open my own gym. So just a life update. Let's press something. All right, so for some people, what I'm about to say might be a bit of a deal breaker for using this particular Smith machine. And they would probably either pick a different one or choose to do free weight, whether it be dumbbell or barbell, and just go take the power rack and do a standing military press there. But for me, this particular Smith machine is perfect. So it's not very tall, much like myself. I can reach the top without having to try. That being said, when I go to press this,
it stops from about here, right before lockout. So the reason this is so perfect, in my opinion, for me, is there is no moment where I can lock out and rest for a second at the top of the rep, or lock out and just take tension off my shoulders for just a spare second while my arms are straight. Obviously, I mean, holding the weight here, there's still stabilization going on in both my core and my shoulders, but there's just that moment that you just get some tension off your shoulders. So for me, this being right before lockout, it's forcing me to come right back down. There's nowhere to hide from the tension, except for maybe right here when I get to the bottom if I want to rest it on my chest for a second. But even then, I'm at the bottom of this eccentric, and my shoulders are stretched right now, still activated. So for me, this is perfect. If Brandon was here, I'd go tell him to use free weight, maybe even go just do a normal seated shoulder press with the dumbbells or something, and get a full range of motion, or at least get right before lockout and then come back down. But for me, I can get away with this. I'm short enough. Brandon would be like up here at his start and would be slamming against that top, probably with his arms still about this big. So not great for him, perfect for me. I'm gonna go a bit wider because then I can get just a little more out of this before I get stopped at the top. Other than that, other than going a little wider than I normally would, this is perfect. That's a lot heavier than I was anticipating, but I think it'll be perfect for about 2 to 3 sets of a decently heavy shoulder press. So I think that will be about perfect. I wouldn't say the perfect height because perfect would imply that it's, well, perfect. I'm just the right height in terms of not tall enough where I have to put it on this really low part right here and not the step higher. If I was like an inch taller, I'd probably put it on the step higher, and that would be like a perfect on rack compared to like kind of getting under it here and then tiptoeing it up, like using my legs just to oomph it up just a little bit. Because if I went any lower, I'd literally have to like front squat it off. But if I went any higher, I feel like I'd be starting too high, where I would literally have to tiptoe up and take a step back to get it off. So the perks of being a 5'6" manling are that there are none. So very unfortunate for me. Ooh. I would definitely say in terms of effort, standing military press is the hardest shoulder workout, shoulder exercise. And then I would say it is followed by seated military press, but just that straight up barbell press. That movement is so hard. The amount of stabilization going, not just like obviously your core, but I mean everything. Your legs, your core, every bit of your arm is fighting to stabilize this bar, whether it's the seated version or the standing. Obviously, when seated, your legs aren't fighting to really stabilize you. They are being your connection to the ground. But it's just your core, your arms, and your shoulders at that. But I mean, everything is fighting to stabilize this movement so you don't fall back with it, so you don't lose it, so you don't break something. So, in terms of difficulty, I would think this is one of the hardest movements to do out of all exercises. And then obviously squats. I think squats, there are so many people, I think a lot more people hate squats than these, but I wouldn't say that squats are necessarily a harder movement physically. It's more mental. Even I don't do squats anymore, but that doesn't even play into my mentality. It plays into my knee injuries. But like when I feel good, I still incorporate squats. People who just outright hate squats and will not use them, it's a mental thing. They do not have the mental fortitude and the dedication to do squats. And I think some people, for the same reason, don't do these standing military press for shoulders because it's a hard exercise to do. So they either just do a seated variation or dumbbell seated or even just a machine. So enough yapping, Wes. As you can see, another reason I chose this particular Smith is it is still emulating an actual standing military press. If I was on the Smith over there, just the normal traditional Smith machine, I wouldn't have to fight. I wouldn't have to stabilize as much while doing this because I would be locked into a range of motion, and that machine would in some way be helping stabilize me because of its path. Compared to this, as you can see, if you didn't see during the set itself, that it moves freely, like an actual free weight. It's still on a guided path straight up and down in terms of what is these poles that it's on. But I can come back and I'm fighting to stabilize it. And then I can bring it up any way I want to. If I want to go straight up, but if I need to bring back a little bit, I can, just like a free weight. It moves just like a free weight. And that's what I love about the Smith, especially for this movement and squats. So that's enough of those. Let's hit some lateral raises. All right, I'm thinking a little lighter. Normally I play with the 20 or the 25s, but shoulders are pretty pumped already. And I'm thinking if these go well, this might just be the last movement. So free movements, depending on how many sets, anywhere between 10 and 12. So 10 on the low end. But I'm thinking more controlled reps of these, and we call it a night. Oh yeah. A few more of those, I think we'll be set. Sorry for a less than stellar shoulder workout to watch, but the pump's pretty good on my end.
Oof. 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 Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know if it's just because of how heavy I ran on those presses, but we might do one more set. But that's all I got in me. So 11 working sets probably. I'm fine with that. Ooh, definitely pumped. Ooh. Some days it just takes less than others. Ooh, man, that lactic acid is just built up in my shoulders. Oh, all right. I'll see you in the car. All right, this might end up being the shortest, if not one of the shortest videos on the channel, and I'm fine with that. That's not to say that the quality of the workout wasn't still there. So it was about a 35-minute workout, and I would say truly, that's probably exactly what it was. Like, if maybe it would be exactly a 30-minute workout if you excluded the breaks. I wouldn't say that I didn't train hard. I would say that I traded out maybe lifting a little heavier and maybe doing a few more movements to instead come in, lower the weight maybe 10 or 5 pounds on certain exercises, but instead took shorter breaks and kept my intensity up. Because that, in terms of like, you guys don't see it, but in terms of breaks, I was literally just ending what I was recording, maybe cutting off the beginning or end, which takes me like 0.2 seconds. I hit edit on the video, cut out what little bit I need, hit save new video, and I'm done. It takes a whole 2 seconds. So you got that, and then I'm grabbing the tripod, moving it to whatever shot I want next, 5 seconds a time. I'm hitting recording. So I might have been taking 30 seconds to a minute max, but I would say 30 to 45 seconds between sets. And when I say that, I don't train like that most of the time. Most of the time it's about a minute or two between sets, getting good recovery between sets so I can push heavy weight, or as heavy as I feel comfortable for the rep range I'm aiming for. And I'm trying to push myself to failure, obviously. But today, it's like, you know what? It's late. I don't want to be out all night. It's shoulder day. It's normally my shortest workout anyways, especially if it's a night where I cut out forearms. I don't feel like I need them tonight. I think my forearms are fine. No pump. Nothing. Still looking rock solid. So, another shoulder day where it just didn't feel like forearms was needed. Like I said, I believe just last shoulder and forearm day, it's not something I'm looking to hit every time. It's not something that needs to be hit every single time I'm hitting shoulders. But it definitely is something that I want to keep up to par with the rest of my arms. Right now, I feel like they are up to par with the rest of my arms, and arms don't necessarily grow at some insane rate. So, giving the forearms time off to not be overtrained or become overdeveloped to the point that now they are past the rest of my arms is fine. I kind of want to maintain where they are, or maybe have very minimal, very slow increments of development. So, while my arms continue to get a little bigger. So, not a bad thing to not hit them every time. But the shoulder pump's great right now. Like my front and mostly my side and kind of into the front because of the press are just pumped right now. So I probably, if I was really, thinking about it, probably should have hit one more rear delt exercise just to show them some love. But I mean, just all around, I have a great pump in every head of the shoulder. Obviously, the rear delt has the least because they were the first thing hit. So I am the furthest removed from that exercise. But that was a great workout. I mean, would I train like that every time? No. I prefer more how I normally train with heavier weight, aiming for my 10 to 8, anywhere between 8 and 12. Got this 18-wheeler trying to freaking race me. It's about to drive me insane. We're going downhill and he keeps like speeding up, even though he has someone behind me right next to him, so he can't get over anyways. But enough about the idiots on the interstate. Great pump, great workout, very pleased with it. So I will see you guys tomorrow for legs. I believe we're going to hit a quad focus leg day up at Planet. So see you then.